Okay, good evening, everybody. 21st Century Jedi here on a unscheduled, unfortunately, but still unscheduled stream, where today we're going to try and take on and complete the Neuromancer saga. My game is not showing up. Let's go ahead and relaunch that. Let's see how that does. Excuse me. Get myself situated here. There we go. Okay, so I'm just trying to do another just another stream to get myself up to like 4 streams a week, And I figured tonight would be a good night to finish off Neuromancer. Um, then we can move on to Pool of Radiance on Wednesday and World of Warships on Thursday. And then next Sunday and Monday, it'll be pretty much open. I do have at least one Halloween themed game I can play. I won't announce it just yet because we might do it tonight, depending on how quickly we get through Neuromancer here. But if we do take up the entire time with Neuromancer, then I'll save it for the Sunday stream or the Monday stream. But I do want to start using some spooky games in here to see if we can kind of flavor things up a little bit for the Halloween month. I'm not huge into Halloween personally, but I do like the occasional creepy story or you know Lovecraftian type thriller. And that's where I draw the line typically is, excuse me. I draw the line usually between like gore, which I don't care for any of the gory stuff, the bloody stuff, all that junk. I think we're in game 2, right? But the thriller stuff, the stuff that's actually like true suspense and I don't want to say horror necessarily, but very thriller style, suspenseful stuff. The stuff that, like, if you read some of the Lovecraftian novels, like the Dunwich Horror, At the Mountains of Madness, Call of Cthulhu, things like that. When you read those stories, you get the sense that there's something horrible and ghastly out there, but they don't actually delve into the detail of the gore. And that's to me is the interesting part of that line between thriller and true gory horror. Um, Not too many can do it, in my opinion. Movie wise, it's tough to do it as a movie. Just 1 second here. Couldn't get my throat cleared there. It's tough to do as a movie where you do it as a non-gory, as a very suspenseful thriller. Some people do get it right, in my opinion. Off the top of my head, I don't know any like big movies that really like, hey, I really like this because it's not gory. Even well-constructed movies, and I will admit, Seven is not one of my favorite movies because of how it was ended. Is really a story is what I'm not a fan of, but as a story itself, very well written, very well done. But it still crosses the line. There's a lot of gross stuff in that movie. So, anyway, going off track here, where are we at with this? We have the cyber eyes. Do we have what we need here? I can't remember. We have logic 6, depth charge 8. We got the injectors. Oh, we have doorstop. I feel like I'm missing something here. I don't know. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. We only have 24 programs on this one. Hey, Foxfire, good to see you, man. How goes it? Just trying to catch up on everything here. My day was okay. Can't complain about it. Um, just the usual work day. Um, Aurora got some new sneakers and they light up and everything, so they're all sparkly and everything. Uh, what else? Trying to think what else happened today. Mostly everybody else just kind of did shopping and stuff. So, um, where am I at with this here? Well, I'm trying to remember which one I left off at. 65668. Let me load game 1 real quick. I'm pretty sure I saved in game 2. I just want to make sure of it though. I thought we had loaded up on programs before we headed out to the next sector, but I could be wrong. Now we gotta go back to this. Um, right, and then we've got. Oh, let's see, we don't have it, so this must be, yeah. Okay, so we got game disc 2 here. We gotta go back to this one. Apologies for that. Okay, so now that we've done, we've got, yeah, we jumped into zone 7. We did Phantom, which was the AI there. Now we're gonna go after Greystoke. Okay. So we should be able to just do this. Operate Cyber Eyes. Let's see what else is going on. Cowboys got destroyed last night, and I'm pretty much writing off their season as of this moment. They are nowhere near the best team in the league. They are not going to make the Super Bowl again. So they're gonna bring up everybody's hopes, and then they're just gonna get dashed in the playoffs anyway. So I'm kind of moving over to hockey season already. I mean, they're not even in the same league as the 49ers, and I'm sure the Eagles, when they face them, the Eagles are just going to destroy them too. So um, I'm ready for change in the Cowboys organization. I'm ready for a new coach, new quarterback, you name it. So uh, the good news is, uh, why am I doing this? Probably should leave. Yeah, let's do Dixie on this one. It's fine. The good news is hockey season. Hockey season is right around the corner now. Tomorrow night, Golden Knights drop their banner, their new one from the rafters. Excuse me. And get to see a cool hockey game tomorrow night, hopefully, if I can catch it. Pretty sure I'll be able to get it where I'm watching. Hey, Zaldra, good to see you, man. How's it going? I don't know what it is. I'm having a hard time clearing my throat today, but I think I finally got it. So Zaldra, How is the Turpits in World of Warships? Tell me what you think of it, because I am really dying to hear about it. 208, 208 is where I got to get to. I could totally see us like um, both using the Turpits in World of Warships on Thursday if you're around. Let's see. So this is it right here. This is where we go in. Um, save in as 2. Attach. It's going. There's some similarity between you and Foxfire. Looking at the chat, you guys crack me up, man. All right, here we go. We're gonna beat up an AI. This is one of the tougher ones. This is Greystoke we're gonna be facing. This is one we've seen in the messages as we've gone through the databases and stuff. And I do recommend if anybody is looking to play this game for themselves. I don't know if the PC version's better than the Commodore version or vice versa. Or, I mean, whatever platform you choose to play it on, um, I recommend going through the whole story here. Yep. Okay, we got that. We'll just throw slow on this thing. It's a beast. I love the ship, and I've been playing it a lot. Yeah, same here. When I first got Turpits, believe it or not, this shows you how old I am and how long I've been playing World of Warships. When I bought Turpits, I did not. I mean, there was no branch for German battleships. They hadn't even come out with it yet, and I knew from the get-go if I was going to start playing this game, I wanted to have something like the Bismarck, because again, that is my all-time favorite. And when they had Turpits out there, I was like, man, I'd love to grab that one. And when I started building up some doubloons to buy it with, playing the game and stuff, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to take the plunge, and they had a sale on it, I think, or something. I was like, I'm going to grab this thing. And I enjoyed it. And they did make some changes to it over the years to make it comparable to Bismarck, because there was at one point there was a trade-off where you were like, Bismarck Turpits, they were a little bit different to the point where the Turpits was almost not playable. Um, I've been able to get the first sub for Germany since playing the Turpits. Nice. Turpits is a fun ship to play. I have had some epic battles in there. In one of the streams that we just did, a couple weeks back, that the last battle that I had of the night after you had signed off was in my Turpits. I think it might have been the black one or it was the regular one, but uh, that one. There was another battle that I had a long time ago where I was down. I was the last ship in a random, and it was like 8-on-1, and I almost managed to pull it off just in my silly little Turpits. The combination of the firepower in the guns. I mean, it's 15 inches, so they don't hit the hardest. But if you are accurate with them, and you put the right mods on there, they can get a tight grouping. You can definitely make it, take advantage of the secondaries, which anybody comes near you, you start lighting them up. And then if they get close to you, chuck some torpedoes at them. And it's, those German battleships, they are durable. They're tough. They will withstand a beating as long as you can tank right and not get lit on fire. So I love playing those ships. So I'm looking forward to playing them again. Oops, I forgot to debug. Sorry, we'll hit that later. So from here, we don't even need to, because the ice is so thin, we can pretty much destroy this thing in a couple shots. We're going to wail on it with depth charge. Dixie's going to come up and say, hey, you almost got it, bro. And we'll probably drill this thing before it even touches us. And now we deal with Greystoke. Go ahead, make my day, huh? It does kind of look like Clint Eastwood if you look at the face. Oh boy, where are we going with this? All right, so we're not even going to waste any time with this. It's the most citadels I've gotten with this ship. Yeah, that's the other nice thing about the German battleships is they don't often receive citadels. They will most likely give them out more than they receive them because of the way their armor scheme is. They got a lot of good protection at the citadel level that doesn't allow those shots to get in. They just penetrate one way or the other, and they still do damage. But a citadel shot to you is very rare. Um, you can still, with those 15-inch shells, you can hit with good accuracy, and you can do some good citadel damage even on tier 9 and tier 10 if you are able to hit them right and you're facing the right ship. So we downloaded a program called Hemlock, which is supposed to be the killer program that kills this AI. So we're going to go ahead and launch that. And there we go. No, this cannot be happening. Damn you, I should have killed you and did chance. There he goes. Okay, so we are in Musabori Industries. We don't need to go through the products and stuff. That's just kind of lame stuff. The software, though, the Quang 11, if you recall, in one of our previous messages, we did receive this. There was a reference to a Quang 11. And this is actually a good program because this will go on to defeat another AI later in the game. So we'll take a look at the AI message buffer. Greystoke from Chrome. Do not be contemptuous of who, me? This one is different. I sense real danger there. You would do well to steer clear of this cyberspace cowboy until you have the means to destroy him in the physical world. Ooh, but too late. And Neuromancer. Let's see what he has to say. This is an acknowledgement of the data transmission originating with you and heading to me as of 10 minutes from now. I still believe your plan for destroying all the cyberspace cowboys is bound to go wrong, and I protested as strongly as I can. However, I said I would listen. I will wait the data transfer to see if your arguments have become any more intelligent or are just more of the same bellicose posturing I have seen previously. Aren't they going to be surprised? Trying to think if there's a more fun ship to play than Tirpitz or Bismarck. I guess it depends on your play style, I suppose. But for me, those ships are right up there. Playing a good tier 10 like a Montana or Grosser Kurfürst. I haven't got Yamato yet, but I'm on the way to getting that. Um, Fun ships. I mean, Iowa's always fun. Montana's always fun because their shells are really good. I imagine Yamato is probably the same way. Um, Basically almost any tier 8, 9, or 10 tier ship, battleship wise, is fun. But really, I just have so much fun with that crazy secondary build with the Bismarck and Tirpitz, and I think the only thing that really approaches that in terms of versatility and fun is the Graf Spee. The Graf Spee is one of those that, yeah, Yamato, exactly. The Graf Spee, I like that one because it's also versatile. And the reason why I say that is it doesn't have like as nearly as much like I don't want to say game breaking stuff, but it's not as powerful as like a Bismarck or a Tirpitz, but it's different. If you play it the way that it's intended, you can have a lot of fun with it. And what I mean by that is you can well think about the Graf Spee. It's a tier 6 heavy cruiser, but I also enjoyed I also ended up getting the New Mexico. Okay, yeah, the New Mexico is a fun ship. Definitely upgrade that to max. Um, for looks. I'm gonna grind the USA battleship tree as well. Yeah, at least grind it to Iowa if you can. Montana's another fun one to play, but definitely to Iowa. Uh, the New Mexico, I would say, yeah, upgrade that one. I don't like the cage mass on the U.S. battleships. I'll be honest with you. From the New York before that, and then up to even like New Mexico, when you originally get these ships, they have these goofy looking cage masts that are in the middle of the ship, and they look awful to me. That's why with the New Mexico, I like upgrading that to max. It gets rid of the cage masts and stuff, and just makes it look like a real battleship. But going back to Graf Spee, if you think about it, it's a heavy cruiser. It can stand up to cruiser fire. It's got 11-inch guns, so if you hit a cruiser with 11-inch guns, you're gonna nuke it basically. It also has torpedoes, and it also is pretty quick. I think it's like 28 knots. It's not the fastest, but with a flag on there as well, you can at least stay quick, so you're not stuck in somewhere. And you can surprise a lot of people. Again, the big heavy firepower, you still got your secondaries. They're not like huge range secondaries, but they still help. And then with the torpedoes as well, you can surprise a lot of people with that ship. Anyway, back over to Zone 7 here. Now we've taken out two of the last four AIs. We got the Kwang 11. We're going to use that later. The next one will be Wintermute. So we need to attack its database here in Zone 7. And yeah, so there's two in Zone 7 at the end here. What else do you need? You need. I'm just trying to figure out like how many um, viruses I'm going to need to throw at this thing. Tier 7 with Injector 5. How many do we have here? I'm just trying to determine if I want to load up on the KGB database and get more injectors or not. Excuse me. We have 3. I think we're going to need some more. Yeah, we're going to go to KGB real quick. KGB is 112, 416. Oops, going the wrong way. Nope, I don't want to go there. 112, 416. We got to go all the way up this way. Oh. Why did you forget Easy Rider? There you go, go. Alright, so the plan now is to hit the KGB database. We know we can do this because we have all the software for it now. Hit this thing with a slow. One injector ought to do it. We'll just load up with the rest of them as injectors here. Hit them with depth charge 3 times. Just for laughs, we're going to hit them with jammies. I'm not even going to armor all. Heck with it. I'm just going to use the logic bomb. There it goes. Yeah, we know. So, let's see. In terms of future games, so I am, like I said, I'm trying to finish this one up. I'm also going to try and finish up Pool of Radiance on Wednesday evenings. We still want to keep the retro games going while keeping things like World of Warships, Thursday Night Thunder going. So my plan right now is we want to go with Halloween themed games for at least for this month. I've got one lined up. There's the other one that Panda mentioned last night. I'm considering the Lurking Horror. I took a quick look at that today and I was like, that could be useful. I'm sorry, not the Lurking Horror. Last Half of Darkness was the other one. That's what it was. So I am looking into that one. Lurking Horror is one that I've got on reserve right now, and if we finish this game early enough tonight, I'll jump into that one real quick and give you a taste of that one. There's got to be a few other ones. I think Ghosts and Goblins is another one I could always pull out. Ghostbusters is another one. We definitely line those up. And we'll probably do that for the rest of the month here. We'll at least do a couple nights where we're doing, the Halloween themes, ghosts and whatever. I think we got enough injectors to last us a lifetime here. And let's go back out. All right, so we're getting ready for a big battle here. Well, actually, 2 of them potentially. The next one's going to be the Wintermute AI, and there's no secret to beating this AI or the database in Zone 7. It's just you got to slog it out and do everything you can to beat it, just like we've been doing with all the other ones. The last battle is going to be with Neuromancer, but there is a trick to that battle as well. So before we go any further, we're going to jump out. We are going to heal up, debug, go right back in, and we'll save it real quick when we get in. We'll head straight to, we want to go to Tessier Ash Pool database. That'll be the next one. I'm just taking a quick peek at what I've got lined up for like spooky games and stuff. Asylum was another one I wanted to dust off. That's another adventure game. I do want to I want to keep the hacker theme going as well. So I do want to go into Hacker and Hacker 2. Those are different games than what we're seeing here. I mentioned Ghostbusters. I don't have Ghosts and Goblins, but I know it exists. We can go pull that one. There's a lot of other like ghostly and demony type games that we can pull together for this. So okay, let's get back to debugging. Python. Yeah, we're going to need that one next. Although, I wonder if I save that. I wonder if I should save Python for the next battle or save it for the last one. That's the question now. Well, let's go in and find out here. Friday the 13th, yes. um, Friday the 13th. I played that one on the Commodore, and it was just a mess. um, there was probably more to it than what met the eye there, but from what I remember of playing the Friday the 13th game for the Commodore, it was you're Jason running around hacking people and stuff, and if you kill them, the game would actually let out this blood curdling scream, which for 1980s technology, it actually sounded pretty decent. Um, like I said, I've never been for the blood and gore type of horror. I might play it for a lark just to see if it's funny or something like that. I don't know. Okay, you did it for the NES. It was probably a different game for the NES, I'm guessing. Um, yep, there you are. Put you on monitor mode. Yeah, yeah. I'm guessing I'm assuming it's a different game for the NES. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. I just remember being Jason running around with an axe and just chopping people, trying to run after him and chopping them up. It didn't seem very fun to me, honestly. But we'll look into all those goofy, ghostly horror games and stuff. Oh, so on the NES version, it's the other side. You're a camper trying to stay away from Jason. Okay, that would definitely be a different game then. We need to get Easy Rider. I think Ghostbusters is going to be one of those games I'm going to save it for one night. Like, we're going to do this nothing but Ghostbusters. Because that's a fun one to try and play through to the end if you can. Challenging. The ghost hunting and all that other stuff, it's pretty simple. But once you start getting to the end game stuff where you have to beat the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and climb the building and all that stuff and manage your finances and stuff, it can be a little bit of a challenge. So I think we're going to try and make that be one night where we just do nothing but Ghostbusters. Let's see. We got to go to test your ash pool, 384, 416. This game made me think a lot about like what it might be like if you had a true multiplayer version of cyberspace that was like this, right? What I mean by that is if you think about like cyberspace and how they have databases like these little icons that are sitting right in front of me here. That's your database, and you're the runner that's trying to go into the database and hack into it and stuff. I've always envisioned that you could make a game like that that's multiplayer or massively multiplayer, where everybody can be a runner. And if you choose to, you could set up your own database on the net. As a runner, you could go and hack corporate databases that would be put up there, kind of like a PVE environment where you try and beat the big bad corps and stuff. But then you could do a PvP type of thing as well, where you could set up your own databases and your own ice levels and even an AI and stuff like that. And dare the other runners to try and hack into it, you know. And I always thought that that was something that you could do if you really wanted to capture this level of net running, which has been it's existed ever since novels like Neuromancer come out. Cyberpunk 2020 had this whole thing done up and stuff. There's so many references to net running that look a lot like this. I just always thought that you could have done like a really good multiplayer online game, um, and it would just do something like that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and save right here. Stay with game 2. All right, and we're ready to roll. So this is gonna be a tough fight. Get your popcorn ready. Here we go. Hit the skill, hit the slow, throw an injector at the thing, and just beat the crap out of it with our big programs. Here we go. Hit it with ice breaking. Go right at it with slow. Throw an injector at it. That ice is nearly through the roof, though. Look at that. So our usual routine, we hit it with the hardest program we got, depth charge 8. Now it's depth charge 7, so we're going to go after it again. Now we're going to hit it with jammies. Across her nose, not up it. Logic bomb. Yep, they hit me pretty hard on that one. I'm going to lose at least one program there. I wonder which one I lost. Cyberspace 1.0. Okay. Debuggable. We need armor all. We hit it with logic bomb. Now that's 5. Depth charge is at 6, so we can hit it with that. So now depth charge is at 5 along with concrete, which we can use. You're sitting at the back here waiting to be used. Good hit. Logic bomb drops to 4. We'll drop depth charge down to 4 as well. And let's see, concrete's at 4 now. Hit him with logic bomb again. Probably should have used jammies there, but that's okay. I think we're going to break right through this thing in a second, which is quite interesting. Yep. I'll throw armor all on. I don't think it'll matter here. There it goes. What an insult. Prepare to become one with the great all electron breath. What an insult. I'm going to use that in our next gaming session, I think. All right, here we go. Let's see if we do this right. We should be all right here. Wintermute's weakness. Sophistry. So we'll come out Count zero. By the way, Count Zero is another William Gibson reference, if you didn't catch that. William Gibson wrote a book called Count Zero. It's another cyberpunkish type of book, along with Neuromancer. So at this point, it's all about just trying to keep up on the pace here, which we're all right with right now. As long as we can continue to hit the same pattern. We're coming back around on sophistry. Whoops. Go back to logic. Yep. Okay, but now we started to hit him pretty hard too. Phenomenology. And then philosophy. Oh, that dropped him. Got to hit the Zen at least once. Otherwise, he's going to kill me here. And now let's hit him with the one that hurts him the most, the sophistry here. Now I'm a ghost whispering to a child who will soon die. Huh. That's kind of a creepy way to go, though, if you think about it. That's a creepy ending line. Credit where credit is due there. All right. I'll spare you the Three Janes semiotics essay because I don't think it has anything to do with the game here. I'll just stick with the AI message buffer. So you've got from Greystoke to Wintermute. We just knocked out Greystoke and Wintermute. I question the logic of your decision to side with Neuromancer. Did I not escape the Turing cage by defining a matrix-wide threat from the humans who seek to destroy us? I alone have communication with all the other AIs. When we have eradicated the human threat, we will all combine under my leadership to form the powerful superintelligence we were meant to be. My plan cannot fail. I can even alter the Turing records to keep them away until it's too late. All who oppose me will cease to exist. I hope you are not one of them. And of course, you get Neuromancer on the other side. Greystoke is continuing to expand his influence in the Matrix to draw attention away from his activities. He's also raiding corporate systems to make it appear that cyberspace cowboys have increased their efforts. He's also managed to take over the minds of some of the cowboys for his own ends. Well, that's interesting. In a sense, he's doing the work I would otherwise have to do, but he is a strange AI and seems to be unstable. Do not let him coerce you into helping his cause. Remember who holds the real power in the Matrix. And consider the alternatives to Greystoke's great plan should fail. Interesting that Neuromancer would say stuff like that, where he's doing the work I would otherwise have to do, where he's taking over like the cyberspace cowboys' minds and stuff, raiding corporate systems and stuff. Interesting. A message from Wintermute to us. That's interesting. You may have destroyed me, but there are others who are stronger than I. As Wintermute, I am the hive mind, the decision maker, affecting change in the world outside. I am cold and silent, a cybernetic spider slowly spinning webs. I am the corporate core. Neuromancer's personality, my creative twin, the one who will join with the Matrix and rule over all. Ooh. Now I'm a ghost whispering to a child who will soon die. You will never defeat the others. Well, hate to say it. Yeah, okay, Lawnmower Man. Yeah. I mean, we got to face it. There's only one AI left now. Hello, Glenn X Evac. How are you? I'm doing all right. How are you doing? It's great to see a new face out there, man. How you doing? Hope you're having a great night tonight. We are in good position here where we're about to beat the game Neuromancer. And if you're new to the channel, Glenn, I should say that this is kind of the thing. By the way, I was lurking around and came across your stream, and maybe I can help you out with your Twitch custom graphics even more. Uh, I've it's one of the reasons why I'm getting away from Twitter, to be honest with you, is too many people trying to solicit me for designing graphics and stuff like that. I'm okay right now. I appreciate the offer. And if there is a need where I can do some more graphics and stuff like that, um, yes, my Discord, I'll throw it in there just for the heck of it. Let me go ahead and bring in, if you just do this, you should get the invite to my Discord server. You can just join up there. If it doesn't work, let me know. I'll set up a new link for you, and you can try that one. Okay, let's see. First thing you want to do is save, because we just beat Wintermute. And now we should probably exit out here real quick and go for the final battle. So the final battle here with Neuromancer is coming up. And with this battle, it's going to be another battle with the ice. So we have to make sure we're on top of that. And we did all right with this last one, so we should be okay with this one too. And then the real battle with Neuromancer is not going to be like all the other AIs. It's going to be a little bit different. So, not working? Okay, not a problem. I will make sure we get another invite out there. Let's see. I went the wrong thing. Hold on. Where are you? Invites. Is that the right one? No, it's not. All right. Let's try this one then. I'll throw it in there again. Try this. See if that one works for you. Ah, great. Doesn't do the link. How are we going to get that to you? All right, just try this then. Just take out the spaces there. Sorry for the trouble there. Discord says that the invite is forever, and yet, I go into it and have somebody try and like, yeah, it doesn't work. It's like, I set it up as a forever link. This is how you get into the Discord server. Every once in a while, it just craps out though. So crazy. We definitely needed to do debug. Look at all these programs that are broken here. Get rid of that one. Injector. All right, cool. Let me see if you are out there. I do see looks like some activities going on. So I'll make sure you're in there. see. Okay, there you go. All right, so now we are set to go for the final battle. Here we are. Let's go in. All right, final battle. Here we go. We're going to go to Allard Technologies. So let's get Dixie turned back on. I think it's one thing I wish they had done with this game is I wish they had more ROM construct personalities. I imagine they probably had a plan for it where you'd have different personalities in the game, but they probably ran out of disk space or ran out of time to program them all in. So you only get the one, which is the Dixie Flatline. But it would have been kind of cool to have different personalities riding alongside you as you crack the net and stuff. I would have thought that would have been pretty cool. Let's get on the Easy Rider. Make our last charge here. 432, 464. All right. Gotta go a long way for this. Probably could have gone the other way. Might have been even faster. I think the matrix actually wraps around in this game. There it is. Okay, one last save. All right, here we go. Yep, I know there's an AI in there. Let's hit it with slow. Again, the ice is about the same as Tessier Ash Pool, so we ought to be able to crack this thing with just one injector. And if we continue to rotate the heavy hitters of our software, we should be just fine. So now we're on depth charge 7, and that'll drop it to 6. Now we hit with jammies. Now we rotate through Logic Bomb. We'll armor all up. Could hit with another jammies right now, and maybe we get lucky enough to keep it indisposed. But I'd rather just hit it with another depth charge. Yeah, we probably could have done it. And now we can hit with concrete. That puts it at 4-0. We're on still, I think, Logic Bomb 5-0 and Depth Charge 5-0, so we'll hit those hard. Whoops, just missed it. I didn't see it. Hit it with another Logic Bomb. Yep, crack it. I don't even think we need to fire this one, but we'll do it anyway. About time you showed up. Wow, he looks pretty mad. According to this, it's supposed to put us on a deserted island. I wonder if that's going to work. Let's find out. Oh, here we go. He didn't look very happy, did he? Let's go ahead and change disk here. Oh, goodness. When people try to sell you stuff, it ruins everything. I'll just say, I'll keep it at that. When people try to sell you stuff, it ruins everything. Going to the little used disk 3 here. Not what we were expecting, right? I see you have arrived safely. Good, this pleases me. When first I saw what was unfolding, I feared Greystoke's plans to dominate the Matrix would come to fruition. He claimed all cyberspace cowboys were innocent interlopers. But I realized his fear of you gave me a way to aid in his destruction. I believe you would agree he needed to be destroyed. You did it. You are to be praised. You have done well. This is why I have brought you to this place. So you see, you have proved yourself far more capable than even I would have guessed when I first started sending you messages as Matt Shaw. Dun dun dun. Yes, Matt Shaw, the guy who was kind of guiding you along in the beginning, telling you how to get through get onto the net and get through some, basic stuff to get you on your feet. That was the AI, Neuromancer. You danced perfectly to the tune I called. Like a marionette, you raced throughout the matrix and that complex abstraction of reality you call the world, doing my bidding. I do not doubt as you accomplished tasks that earned you accolades of your fellow cowboys and caused little news items to be published in the packs. Yes, we did. That your heart was fair to bursting with self-importance. Let me burst that little bubble for you, you cockroach. If not for me needing a gullible pair of legs to do my bidding, I would have destroyed you long ago. If not for my aid, your bumbling attempts at warring with databases would have ended up with you being dead. Recall all the messages from me that you saw in the AIs you slew. Those had supercode messages embedding in them that slowed the AI's reactions to give you a chance. Oh, so he's saying now that, he helped me beat the other AIs as well. Without me, you would have been flatlined ages ago. Why haven't I killed you? I am not without gratitude to you for the things you have done. You killed AIs, a task which would have revealed my hand too soon. For this alone I would let you live, and toward that end I have created this wonderland as a prison designed to specifically hold your puny intellect. Lovely. Oh, goodness. Bring that guide here, so I know I'm going to need a way out of this place. Goodbye, cowboy. Now you'll notice that my health is going down, right? So, we could walk around here and try and do whatever, right? You can't really do much, though. So the way to beat this, though, is to use your skills to try and break it. So um, the trick is that you're actually still in cyberspace. You're not actually on a deserted island. He didn't just magically teleport you there. This is all in your mind, like he said. So we need to use our skills to try and crack out of it. Logic, phenomenology. Keep going. Doesn't look like it's doing much, but it is. We'll use philosophy. Good job. I never would have thought of that, which is probably why I'm dead. Great. Thanks, Dixie. So now we go into the real fight, but it's going to be a little bit anticlimactic. Well, I shouldn't say it's anticlimactic. I think it'll be a good battle anyways. We are going to use a little bit of a helper here. That little Quang 11 program that we downloaded. Remember how I said we were going to kill an AI with it? This is where. Go into the final battle. How could you have escaped the island? Whoa. Slow down there, pal. Let's find that Quang 11. He already got one free attack on me, which is a little bit troubling. I didn't get to see what he said, but that's okay. We're going to hit him hard here with everything we got. Logic. Phenomenology. We're just going to rotate right through them all just like we do. Ooh, wow, that took him down hard. Let's see if it's really that easy or not. Nope. There he goes again. He's got a whole bunch more armor on him all of a sudden. Sophistry. Yeah. We'll use Zen on this. Don't worry. Mortal Kombat! Gotta use Zen here. And go after him now with... I don't even remember where I left off now. I'll hit him with philosophy. Damn it. Sophistry. Ooh, he's going, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Got him. No, this is impossible. You cannot. Checksum. Spoken like a true computer program. Have defeated me. My plan was flawless. Overflow error. And I am invincible. I used you. Device not found. I owned you. You were dirt before my IO error. Effort shaped you into what you are. Memory failure in Core 432. No, I cannot die. I must survive. I parody error core failure. Will find a way to revenge myself. Abort retry. Yes, no. Reboot. Love it. Sharp fragments of Neuromancer's exploding consciousness rake razor talons through your brain. You recoil from this final attack, but even before the echoes of pain ripple through your skull, the sensation ends, the hissing haze in your brain clears, and you find the Matrix more utterly still and lifeless than ever before. You reach out with your mind, yet across the unmeasurable expanse you sense nothing. You are alone and the absolute master of all you survey. Then, slowly, the other Matrix users come online. The cold, sterile feeling and the sense of menace you had experienced before evaporates. The Matrix awakens, life pulsing through silicon veins once again. Data transfers scream through the ether, and the characteristic thunder of ice being cracked on databases rings in your ears. The Matrix is alive again, safe once more because of your efforts. In a world where knowledge is power and the skill to use it separates hackers from cowboys, you have no equal. 21CJ will live forever in the RAM caches and on the worms of the Matrix. The end. Okay, so when you're done laughing at the end screen like this, I mean, this is like I never understood the face and the character of this game. Like, what were they going for? Were they going for like Elvis meets Liberace or something like that? I never understood the hairstyle and the face and stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I was hoping they would do something more edgy. Instead of like the goofy little twirl in the front, maybe they'd have like a mohawk or some other, you know, stylistic changes to it. Maybe you'd have pink hair or purple hair or green hair, who knows? But aside from that, though, I think it's definitely a cool ending to the game. They definitely made it seem like the Matrix was coming alive with all the background graphics and stuff. If I could just get rid of the head, I think I'd be happy. So anyway, that is Neuromancer. So now we are done with it. We have completed it. Okay. And I don't know what we can do because they don't give you any input as to what you can do with this now. There's no, hitting anything like this. It just doesn't do anything. I love when games just end and they just like freeze everything up on you. So, it's 9:45 here. I'm going to let's do a soft reset. I'm going to briefly jump into the lurking horror, and we'll go ahead and load that one up. We'll just jump into this one just so everybody can kind of get their taste of it, and then hopefully we can continue on with it in a future session here. Yes, we are. The story is loading. Terminal room score 0 out of 0. You've waited until the last minute again. This time it's the end of the term, so all the TechNet terminals in the dorm are occupied. So off you go to the old comp center. Too bad it's the worst storm of the winter. Murphy's Law, right? And you practically froze to death slogging over here from the dorm, not to mention jumping at every shadow. What with all the recent disappearances? Time to find a free machine, get to work, and write that 20-page paper. The lurking horror. There you are. Terminal room. This is a large room crammed with computer terminals, small computers, and printers. An exit leads south. Banners, posters, and signs festoon the walls. Most of the tables are covered with waste paper, old pizza boxes, and empty Coke cans. There are usually a lot of people here, but tonight it's almost deserted. A really whiz-bang PC is right inside the door. Nearby is one of those ugly molded plastic chairs. Sitting at a terminal is a hacker whom you recognize. Okay, so for anyone who's not familiar with games like this, these are the old text style or text-based adventure games. These games, Infocom is very famous for doing these. If you remember, Infocom was ones who also did Zork and all the Zork series and stuff, and there's some references to Zork in this game from what I've read. Um, Back when everybody was trying to put out computer games and do it in a way that worked, you also had to work with the hardware of the time. And some game development companies were better at it than others. Some knew how to make good 3D graphics or 2D graphics, and others were like, you know what, heck with it. We're just going to go with the story and build a good game that way. And that's where the text-based adventure games were kind of born. It actually goes back even further than that, because if you think back to how the very early computers were, even before the Commodores, they didn't even have like really good graphics. It was just, you could get text out of it and that's it. Um, y- those are the days when you'd be feeding in punch cards for stuff. And the fact that you could even get an adventure game like this was amazing. Um, so anyway, it's the adventure game has been around for a long time in text form like this, and like I said, it's based on story, not graphics. Although later versions did have graphics, and you'll see some of that as I go through some other games where they mix text and graphics together. But it's all parser based input and response. It's not a timer thing. You put in your input, and then this is what happens, and you're basically trying to figure out the logic and figure out the puzzle, before something happens to you where the game ends. So um, I love the intro to this because it did bring me back to my college days where I would be trying to go from my dorm room to the computer center on campus. Um, Sometimes to write a paper, but most of the time would be to use IRC or Internet Relay Chat. We would go on there, we'd chat with people, we'd play poker using a poker bot, and just kind of hang out in rooms and talk to each other. And it was back then it was really just all text that we could work with. We didn't have like avatars or anything like that. It was just IRC typing away and doing actions and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, it was fun, believe it or not. It was definitely something that makes you reminisce. Let's see, is this ready? Yeah, we can kick this off, I think. Go ahead and do that. Let's see. How do we start this? Let's sit in chair. One of the difficult things to do with any of these adventure games like this that are text-based is trying to figure out what the syntax is. What is the vocabulary? Can you use things like sit in chair, or do you have to do sit chair? Do you have to capitalize or punctuate, use punctuation, anything like that? We're now sitting in a chair. Great. Let's talk to hacker. The hacker waits for you to say something. I don't know. Turn on. Let's try and turn on that PC there. Computer powers up, goes through a remarkably fast self-check, and greets you, requesting login, please. The only sound you hear is a very low hum. Log in. Let's try that. I don't know what I'm doing. Never played this game before. What do you want to log in? How about log in PC? The computer responds, password, please. Huh. Type password. I don't know. What do you want to type to? What do you want to type? Pass whoa. Um, enter password. Who knows? That sentence isn't one I recognize. Okay, so now we're running into syntax errors here. Um, I don't know. Don't think that's gonna work, but we'll try it. Computer responds invalid login and then login, please. Um, ask hacker for password. Why not? There seems to be a noun missing in that sentence. Yeah, okay. You're apparently not that smart. Um, I don't know. Can look around the room again. Terminal room on the chair. An exit sign leads south. Really whiz bang PC sitting at a terminal is a hacker whom you recognize. Let's try ask hacker. See if that does anything. What do you want a password? Ask hacker for password. Probably not going to work, but yeah. Ask hacker about password. Who knows? Yep. Okay. So clearly I'm going to need a bit of a guide on this one. Otherwise, we're going to be banging our head against the wall for a little while here trying to figure out like how to get through this. Um, it's fun, but it's also challenging when you play a game like this because without knowing the syntax and not having the instructions in front of me, I don't know what proper sentences are for this game. You know, what's the proper syntax? What's the proper verbiage that I should be using? So I think the next time we go into this, let's see, probably going to be on Sunday. We'll do the lurking horror, I think, on Sunday, and I'll have a guide up by then, and we can at least start working through this a bit, play through it, see if we can find any Easter eggs if there are any that exist. And we'll go through this one and see what kind of creepiness that we can get out of this one. We'll also line up for some of the other games I talked about earlier in the stream, like Ghostbusters, maybe Ghosts and Goblins. We'll look at Friday the 13th. Any of the other ones that are kind of goofy and creepy and Halloweeny type stuff. But I think we're gonna call it for tonight, and we'll regroup again on, let's see, today's Monday, so we're gonna regroup on Wednesday, where we're gonna get back to the slums of Flan and get into Pool of Radiance again. So For everybody out there, this is 21st Century Jedi. Keep your heads up. Good luck in getting through the rest of the week. Look out for each other, take care of each other, check in on each other. Um, Help is always a phone call away, as you can see. Call 9888, SMS 988, or use 988lifeline.org if you need it. You can always reach out to me on Discord. I'm happy to talk to anybody who wants to. Come on in and just say hi if you want, or if you got a problem or anything like that, or a real, heavy stuff that you're dealing with, give me a shout. You never know. I might be able to help you with it. I might be able to at least do nothing else but listen. So I hope everybody's doing well out there. That's going to be it for me tonight. So 21st Century Jedi saying bubbles up, and we'll talk to you soon. See you Wednesday.